All right. Well, talking about my Friday the 13th box that kind of got me in the mood for this movie, and I just watched this. As I said in that other video, I've been on a kind of Friday the 13th binge. I've been watching all the original films again, just for the hell of it, because to me that's a summertime movie. But it kind of put me in the mood for another summertime movie, which is The Burning. So The Burning doesn't have anything to do with Friday the 13th, but it is very inspired by Friday the 13th. So I mean, if you've never seen this movie before, I highly recommend you check it out. If you love Friday the 13th, you're gonna love The Burning. So I've had this copy. I'll just go over this Blu-ray I have. This is probably the first Blu-ray I've actually shown that I have. But I do have Blu-rays too. I'm not just a DVD. I don't just have DVDs. But this one has the Blu-ray and DVD combo. Or this is the Blu-ray and DVD combo, I should say, which I also appreciate even more. I mean, that's especially for the price that I paid for this, which I got this a long time ago. I've had this forever. I love the Scream Factory artwork. It looks amazing. I haven't pulled this sticker off because I don't want it to rip I don't want it to mess it up, so it's fine where it is. But I love this movie very much. I love this copy of it very much. I highly recommend if you can find this, pick it up. This is the slip cover. I'll take that off and I'll sit it right there. And then, if you know Scream Factory, usually you get a flip image on the inside of the case, which I did, so I flipped that around to be the original cover art, which I also enjoy. I really like this. This one's very much more Friday the 13th, and then I'll show the inside, and that's got the cool artwork on the back. But there's the Blu-ray, there's the DVD. Yep, so I'll just set those suckers together. The first thing I'm going to say about this movie is I really have no idea how this never got a sequel, but I'm really glad that it doesn't have a sequel, because I'm honestly, as much as I love Friday the 13th and I love all the sequels, I'm also a big fan of just these really great standalone horror films, like this one. So anyway, this movie came out in 1981. It was directed by a man named Tony Maylam, I believe is how you say his name. I don't really know anything off the top of my head that he has directed. Probably nothing I've even seen. But this movie is basically about, again, treading the Friday the 13th formula. It's at a summer camp, but it's very different from how Friday the 13th portrays it. So basically, I'll put it like this: it starts out with a group of teenagers that there is I believe he's like the maintenance man or something that works at the camp, and they're screwing with him all the time. He's an ugly bastard too. So, but anyway, they keep messing with him, maybe because he's so ugly, and poor guy. But they keep screwing with him, and they end up lighting him on fire, basically, and burning him. And then we fast forward. I think I want to say 6 years later. I don't remember. It says in the title at the very beginning of the movie, but it flash forwards, and he gets out of the hospital. The killer, whose name is Cropsey, and he's like, well, you know what? This is bullshit. I'm gonna go kill these kids. So he goes back, to basically the camp, and he basically just starts killing people, counselors, just whoever, and just doing whatever the hell he wants to, basically. Again, very Friday the 13th. Very much so. This definitely took a page from Friday the 13th to a T. And the thing is a lot of folks, say that The Burning actually, came first. It was shot first, but was not released till later. But I don't know. I really couldn't say, as far as that goes. All I know is that this supposedly says released in 1981. That's what it says on this copy I have, on Google. That's what it's going to say. So, whereas, I'll put it like this, whereas Friday the 13th was like a Halloween, they say that Friday the 13th is a Halloween ripoff. I don't think so. I think it's more of like a knockoff. Like it's more of like the off-brand Halloween. This is a straight up Friday the 13th ripoff, like straight up, or vice versa. Friday the 13th is a ripoff of whatever you want to say. That movie came out in 80, 81, whatever you want to say. I'm not going to get into the whole, I didn't do my research on that part. Maybe I should. Anyway, One thing that I will give this movie, though, in comparison to especially the first Friday the 13th, is I actually enjoy watching this movie a little bit better than the original Friday the 13th. Shoot me for saying that, but there's just a lot more going on. It's a lot more interesting to actually have the kids around, so that they are at a camp with there's a lot of kids and teenagers and things like that, so it feels like a real summer camp. And all the characters are fairly likable, or hateable, whatever. But you really enjoy I really enjoyed the characters a lot more in this movie than I did in any Friday the 13th film at all. In Friday the 13th, I'm basically just like, all right, when are these people going to die and how are they going to die? In this movie, I'm like, oh damn, he's dead. It's like that. And this movie, it's very violent and very gory. In again the same vein that Friday the 13th is. It's amazing. They do a great job. The killer, he wields these garden shears, which you can see right here, which to me, before I even heard about this movie when I was really young, I always thought that would make a really interesting weapon for a serial killer in a film, and I'd seen it done here and there, but I was really, and then I was like, well, this answered that, that question to me, and it's done very effectively. I love the kills with the shears. They're excellent. They're gory, violent, unforgiving. The killer is merciless, and he is just truly disturbing. Like whenever they keep the killer hidden, I mean, you can only hide him so much when you put him on the freaking cover of the film. You can only do so much to hide, to build up that suspense nowadays, you know what I mean, 30, 40 years later from these films that we talk about. You can only do so much, but I love that they don't really, again, in the same vein as Friday the 13th, you don't see the killer just blatantly in your face the whole film. They really don't show the killer full on until the very end of the movie. And when you do see him, the makeup is phenomenal. Like, he looks amazing. I can't overstate it enough just how great, and it blows me away every time I see it. So like every time I watch this movie and I make it to the end again, I'm like, damn, that looks so good. Every time, and the ending itself is amazing. Like I love how this movie ends. Again, I'm not gonna ruin it. Definitely check it out. But I love the ending. There's just, I don't know, just watch it. It's a great movie. Great build up. The whole movie has great suspense, great music. I love the music in this movie. Better than I love the music in Friday the 13th, honestly. It just fits. I don't know. I love, don't get me wrong. I love the music in Friday the 13th. I love all of it. But the music in this movie, maybe it's just because of the context that it surrounds, but it's so much more fitting to the setting to me. Like, it just fits everything a lot better. I can't really, don't ask me to elaborate on that. But that is how I feel. I feel that the synthesizer music in this movie is just a lot more fitting to what's going on. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think Rick Wakeman, oh hell yeah, Rick Wakeman did the music in this movie. If you don't know who Rick Wakeman is, wake the hell up and listen to some of the Wakeman, because he's amazing. Yeah, I love Rick Wakeman. He also does the theme song in Creepshow 2. Check him out. He's incredible. But he does the theme song. Maybe that's another reason I like the theme song so much, just because I enjoy Rick Wakeman. But anyway, if I had to give this movie a rating, which I think I'm going to start just rating them. I'm going to make that a regular thing on this channel of mine. I think I'm going to start rating everything, just because why not? That's probably going to change. Maybe I'll revisit some stuff, someday. But for right now, how I feel about this movie, I'm absolutely going to give it a 4 out of 5. It's not just like a perfect, excellent movie, but if you're just in the mood to watch an 80s, if you want to watch a cheesy 80s slasher, this is it, man. This is what's up, and if you don't like Friday the 13th, and you're wanting an alternative because you think it's just too hokey, if you've seen Friday the 13th, you know what I mean? Like, if you've seen it 1,000 times and you've never seen The Burning, check it out. I mean, this is the perfect alternative to that. I wouldn't even say, and it's very much its own thing. I feel bad that the whole time I've been just this review, I've been comparing it to Friday the 13th, but honestly, you can't not compare it to Friday the 13th. It's so similar. It's I mean, again, it's very much, you know, a knockoff, rip-off, whatever you want to call it, but it's so good in its own right. I cannot recommend this movie enough. If you haven't seen it, absolutely go and check it out. Like I said again, 4 out of 5. Ooh, how about 4 out of 5 gravestones or headstones? Yeah, we'll do that since it's the DVD graveyard. This is 4 out of 5 headstones on this movie right here. It's excellent. I love it. Again, for what it is. You know, that if I sat here and rated, you know, the movie Alien a 4 out of 5, it's a 4 out of 5 for a completely different reason than The Burning is a 4 out of 5. So also don't get those ratings confused, you know. And plus, I'll rate it whatever the hell I want to because this is my damn channel. But anyway, definitely check out The Burning. I really love this movie. 1980s slasher, perfection, amazing. So I hope you enjoyed the review. Definitely just check in for the next one. I don't know what it'll be yet, but I'm going to work on that and I'll get back to you. So you have a great day. Goodbye.